Date the rate, marry the house. If you've heard those words from a real estate agent or a lender or somebody else in the real estate biz, I want to talk to you about it because I think this is part of the haunted housing that's happening in October right now. It's October, it's close to Halloween. Let's talk about it. It's kind of a nightmare, and what better thing to talk about than a nightmare in the month of October? You've probably heard it if you've had any time on social media. You've seen one of the realtors or one of the lenders say, date the rate, marry the house. Date the rate, marry the house. Doesn't that sound nice? Well, I don't have to stay with the rate if I don't want to. Okay, let's talk about that. When you go under contract and you're purchasing a home, right now the rates are anywhere from 7 to 8%, and it really depends on your credit situation. However, let's say it's 7.5%. Here a few months ago, just 6-8 months ago, we were looking at 3%, 3.5%, 4%. So it's almost doubled, and in some cases has doubled for those of you who might have been looking even longer. Is it a good time to buy? Well, if I can date the rate, that means that when I'm ready, I can just scoot on over to a better rate. And in truth, that's kind of accurate. If a rate opens up that's less, you could refinance your home. Easy enough, easy peasy, right? Here's the problem. What if the rate doesn't come down? Has housing prices come down? The answer is no, they haven't. I know the market slowed, guys, for those of you who've heard, but the prices of homes have not come back down. I don't think with the amount of inflation that we've had that we're going to see a whole lot of housing prices come down. We are about to see a whole lot of housing available, but it won't be cheaper, okay? Now, that's a whole different haunted housing story, okay? Let's talk about your situation. You cannot date a rate because when you go under executed contract, in other words, when we come to an agreement to purchase a home, that is when you lock in your rate. I'm sure you've heard it. Lock in your rate. And that, let's say that's 7.5% right now. And in 3 years, you're like, in 3 years, I'll just refinance. It'll be fine. But in 3 years, it might be 14%. What if it's 8%? What if it's 6.5%? Is that the right time to refinance? I can tell you that it's probably not going to be. If it's not more than a point less, it may not be worth you refinancing. So the question is, can I break up with this rate? No, you can't break up with that rate because it's going to be more expensive if you do. So that's not quite the same, is it? It's more like you're handcuffed to the rate, and if the right situation comes along, you can unlock yourself from that set of handcuffs and go handcuff yourself to another rate. Okay? I'm pretty sure that's marriage and divorce. So you're going to marry the rate, and you hope you get a chance to divorce the rate and go marry again, right? So that's not quite the same thing. And I bring that up because so many people are trying to get you to buy or sell a house, okay? Not all realtors are made the same. There are a lot of phenomenal real estate agents out there that will take very good care of you and make sure that your situation is right to help you through it. There are a lot of great lenders out there that will help you to find out if this situation is the right time to buy, okay? However, there are people out there that are going to tell you anything they can to go ahead and make sure they get a sale. And that is not healthy. And that's where this gets really, really scary. It's scary, all right? It's October. It's almost Halloween. It's scary. When somebody's trying to sell you a house that you have no business buying, you don't have any business buying it, and they're going to tell you, oh, don't worry about it. You can always get the rate lowered later. Just figure it out for the next 2 or 3 years, and it's definitely going to come down. Well, they're not prognosticators, okay? It's not February 2nd, all right? The groundhog is showing its shadow. And what it says is, we don't know what's going to happen over the next 6 months, 2 years, 3 years, 5 years. The only thing we know for sure is that you can lock in your rate at 7.5% today. And your situation may warrant you purchasing right now. If you're renting, there's one thing I do like hearing, and that's people who say that when you rent, it's 100% interest. It really basically is, because you're not going to get any money towards equity if you're renting a piece of property. Whereas if you're buying a house, you may pay a rate, an interest portion, but you're also paying down the amount of the loan that you took out while your house is going to continue to appreciate. Okay? So, am I saying not to buy right now? That's not what I'm saying. And you might have a real estate agent that's telling you, hey, it's a great time to buy. It may be for you. Okay? It may not be. It may not be. And so that's where we really have to go into an individualized situation. Where are you at? What are you looking for? What do you want to accomplish? You see, real estate is just like your finances. Some people can make it just fine on $75,000 a year. And some people couldn't even freaking get going for $75,000 a year. One person has a different lifestyle than the other. Okay? Your lifestyle is different than another. So to just broad stamp everything and say, this is a good time to buy, this is a good time to sell, not necessarily true. So we've got to look at your situation. You'll hear that over and over from me. Your situation is different than everybody else's. Don't try to lump sum yourself into a situation. It may be the right time to sell right now. It may be the right time to buy right now. Okay? Don't be scared to buy when you think you need to buy, and don't be scared not to buy when you think you shouldn't buy. Talk to the experts and try to find somebody who's willing to tell you the truth. Reach out to me. I'd love to be the person that tries to help you through that questionnaire, because there's some questions we can't ask you that will get you pretty close to knowing where you want to be. All right? No matter what, I'd love to help you through this situation, whether it's time to buy or sell or not. So reach out to me. My number is attached, obviously, but it's 817-900-2221 for all your real estate needs, commercial and residential. I would love to help you through this haunted housing season. Take care, guys.